Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer continues to draw outrage after voting to allow a Republican continuing resolution funding bill to be passed, with thousands of people signing a Democratic petition to force the leader to step down. And as of Saturday afternoon, that petition has 19,000 signatures. Also, the House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries reportedly was expressing his frustration with liberal groups during a private meeting with the House of Democrats. We have a lot to get into, so make sure you watch to the end so that you don't miss anything. First, we're going to start with this video of Hakeem Jeffries in a press conference where he refused to answer questions about if the Democrats need new leadership. Watch this.
Over in the Senate, there are still undecided and undeclared senators, and we anxiously await that vote.
Senator Jeffries, is it time for new leadership in the Senate?
Next question.
Mr. Leader, first, can you clarify, are you encouraging your Senate colleagues to vote no on cloture, not just the bill itself?
We've been very clear. We strongly oppose the reckless Republican spending bill. Period. Full stop. Our position, repeatedly articulated this week, speaks for itself.
Mr. Leader, Senator Schumer talked to you before making his announcement. Can you tell us what he told you and what you said back to him?
He and I have had repeated and private conversations throughout the week, and those conversations will remain private.
Leader Jeffries.
In that clip of the press conference, Jeffries is saying straight up, they're going to keep their priorities on the things that matter, such as public schools, veterans, Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare. And then when a reporter asks if it's time for new leadership in the Senate, he says, next question, and immediately moves on. Another reporter also asked, what was the conversations that he had with Schumer? And he said those conversations were had in private and they're going to stay private. So we understand that they're not going to give all of the inside information that they know. They're only going to address the things that the public are already aware of, like what the spending bill is going to affect, and nothing more. Also, take a look at this footage of Jeffries leaving the press conference and being completely bombarded by reporters. Watch this.
No, my question was, why are you afraid to say that?
Do not characterize my remarks. I'm not afraid about anything.
But you went to another question twice when asked
Isn't
about
it a yes or no
that.
question?
I said I was very clear that we look forward to working with every single one of our Senate Democratic colleagues. Every single one of them. To push back against the Trump administration. Every single one.
If you just said yes to having confidence in him, this would go away in many ways.
Do you think that this is what the American people care about right now? Or do they want us to do everything that we can to stop this partisan and harmful Republican bill?
In that clip, we can hear that Jeffries is telling reporters, do not characterize my remarks. I am not afraid to say anything. And everyone is questioning him, saying, it's a yes or no question. Well, you didn't answer twice, you went around it, and he's saying no. If we go back to his first remark, how he's not afraid to say anything, one could say you are afraid to say something because you aren't answering those tough questions. And you've been put in the position to answer those tough questions. Even if you don't want to make your party look bad, sometimes those questions need to be answered because everyone is asking it. Now, I want to show you guys this video of AOC speaking about the situation of the CR government funding bill. Take a look at this.
What do you say to the counter argument of like a government shutdown hurts the country, hurts the people you represent? From Queens and the Bronx.
Absolutely, and that is why House Democrats have laid out a plan, as well as several Senate Democrats laid out a plan to keep government open for another 30 days as Republicans negotiate a deal with Democrats in order to have an extended government funding bill.
But the House would have to come back into session, right?
But House Democrats are in town. We're afraid of working? Is that the problem here? That the idea that, God forbid, members of Congress have to fly back and do their jobs? Okay. Genuinely, come on.
So Chuck Schumer, I guess the Senate Democratic leader, your senator, said at this meeting that he is going to vote for cloture. He is going to vote to allow there to be a simple majority vote. You think that's wrong?
I believe that's a tremendous mistake. Yes.
Why?
I think, well, first and foremost, The American people, if anyone has held a town hall or has seen what has been happening in town halls, American people, whether they are Republicans, Independents, Democrats, are up in arms about Elon Musk and the actual gutting of federal agencies across the board. This continuing resolution codifies much of this chaos that Elon Musk is wreaking havoc on the federal government. It codifies many of those changes. It sacrifices and completely eliminates congressional authority in order to review these impulsive Trump tariffs that he's switching on and off. And on top of that, for folks who are concerned about effectiveness in government, this Republican extreme spending bill removes all of the guardrails and all of the accountability measures to ensure that money is being spent in the way that Congress has directed for it to be spent. This turns the federal government into a slush fund for Donald Trump and Elon Musk. It sacrifices congressional authority, and it is deeply partisan. And so to me,
in that interview with CNN, AOC is basically speaking on the situation. She mentions how Elon Musk and Trump and having this bill, it wreaks havoc everywhere, especially from the mass firing of government workers that's been happening and will continue to happen. She says that by passing this bill, it's going to be a sacrifice and invalidate authority that is given to make sure America can run smoothly. The original intentions that Congress had on how the money should be spent is completely reversed now. In my opinion, to see AOC's position on everything, especially of how she completely disagrees with Chuck Schumer's decision, and she even said out her mouth she'd think it was completely the wrong one, it makes you wonder, where does this leave us? And it shows me that the Democratic Party might be split. And if the Senate Democrats are not on the same page as the House Democrats, the Democratic Party as a whole will crumble. Next, I want to show this video of protesters outside going against Chuck Schumer. Look at this.
What the fuck, Chuck? 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 What the fuck, Chuck?
In that clip, we can see where the people's position with Chuck Schumer is. They're completely over him and what he's done. If you look closer, you can see them holding signs that tell him to stand up and to grow a pair. And like anyone else, they feel betrayed because they actually were. Also, if you didn't believe me about there being 19,000 signatures, take a look at this. As you should know, if anything wants change in the political world, you're going to make a petition on change.org. And this one says, boycott contributions to Senate Democrats until Chuck Schumer steps down. And it currently has 19,429 signatures. That means these people are on a roll. They're signing this petition because they literally want him gone and away. On the petition site, there's even a little part written that explains who Chuck Schumer is and what he did and why they want him gone. And they state it clearly. And basically, to wrap it up, he betrayed them and he didn't stand up for the Democratic Party and the people. I personally feel that they're going to reach their goal. However many signatures they need, it seems like it's going to happen. And if he's kicked out, the only one he can blame is himself. So, how do you all feel about it? What do you think was Jeffrey's reason for not answering the questions? Do you think he knows more than he's letting on? Or do you truly think the Democratic Party is crumbling? What are they going to do to fix this problem? And they have a whole lot of them. See you next time on KW Lawaholic.